Democrats are trying to erode the Parental Bill of Rights that was signed. It was a voter initiative sent to the legislature. It was signed into law almost unanimously, voted on almost unanimously less than a year ago, March of last year, and Democrats are already trying to unwind it. So there's two bills, they're matching bills, one going through the House, one going through the Senate. Well, I'm told that the Senate version of this bill, Senate Bill 5181, is likely to be voted on the floor already, this early in the session, already likely to be voted on and probably pass on the floor of the Senate tomorrow. So again, the bill is Senate Bill 5181, and it undoes key aspects of the Parental Bill of Rights. And if you remember, if you signed Initiative 2081, one of the key reasons is, these secrets that are being kept from parents when your child goes to school. It's almost like the state believes that when you hand your child over to us, now we're the parent and we're not going to tell you anything that happens at school, which is obviously ridiculous. And a lot of it has to do around medical issues, mental health, gender dysphoria. Again, I would refer you to our documentary, Operation Indoctrination, where it spells out a lot of what's going on. Your kid might go to school and they want to identify as a different gender, and the school will actively keep that secret from you as a parent. They might go there and they need mental health treatment of some kind that the school is helping them with. They will actively keep that from you as a parent. They might want abortion services or something like that. They're going to actively keep that from you as a parent. They really believe that they know better how to deal with these difficult situations in a teenager's life, which throughout human history, when have teenagers not dealt with difficult situations with the help of their parents? Is it always pleasant? No. If you're a child and you do something, maybe you do something dumb, you get knocked up at 15 or something, God forbid, the school thinks that they can help your child through that situation much better than you can as a parent. It's absolutely absurd. So you had a lot of parents across the political spectrum. In fact, more Democrats and self-identified independents signed Initiative 2081 than Republicans. It got about 500,000 signatures, and it went to the legislature, and almost unanimously they passed it into law. But the reality is, as I've discussed on this show before, they passed it into law because they knew that they could come back this year and undo it. If they had allowed it to go to the ballot, if they had ignored it and said, we're not passing this initiative into law in the legislature, let it go to the ballot, they know that it would have passed at the ballot. And that's why they want to stop that from happening, because it's much more difficult to undo a voter initiative if it passes on the ballot than if the legislature passes it into law. So it was absolutely strategic. So, good for them. Strategy, they definitely won on the strategy front. And now they're coming back. They're going to unwind it. They're going to vote on the floor of the Senate. Another opportunity to make sure that you let your elected leaders know how you feel about it. I'll also say this. So this is a bill from Senator Jamie Peterson is the key sponsor of this bill, Senate Bill 5181. And he is the Democratic leader in the state Senate. We have a subscriber who is in his district, is actually a constituent of his. And so she had emailed him directly just to voice her opposition for them eroding the Parental Bill of Rights. The sanctimonious response that she got. So she forwarded us the response that she got from Senator Jamie Peterson. And I want to read that for you. Nicole, I don't have it in the show sheet here. Hold on a second. Can you upload it? Sorry. Sorry, guys. Gotcha. Okay. So he wrote back to this subscriber, thanks for your message. Let me first correct one misunderstanding. There was never a public vote on Initiative 2081. It was an initiative to the legislature. As we knew last year when we passed Initiative 2081, there were substantial portions of the initiative that seemed to conflict with or unconstitutionally amend existing legal protections for young people. It was not a surprise that the King County Superior Court enjoined several sections of the initiative shortly after the 2024 session concluded, preventing it from going into effect. The purpose of Senate Bill 5181 is to make modest revisions to the initiative to remove the parts that have been enjoined and harmonize it with existing state law. I encourage you to review the proposed changes. I'm the co-sponsor of the bill, and I strongly support its passage. So there are some mistruths in here. So first of all, let me just point out, he's a lawyer, and he has openly admitted to knowing, and in this, he's openly admitting there to knowing when he says, as we knew when we passed it, there were substantial portions of the initiative that seemed to conflict with existing legal protections or unconstitutionally amend. So you're telling me, as a lawyer, you passed into law something you believe to be unconstitutional? Gee, what kind of lawyer are you? You passed something into law that you're saying you believed to be unconstitutional. That seems like a problem, right? Now, I don't think it's unconstitutional, and neither does a court. He mentions in this email, and I don't know the exact date he sent it back, but he mentions in this email that a King County Superior Court judge stopped several provisions of the Parental Bill of Rights from going into effect. Well, remember, as we reported on the show last week, what happened? A King County Superior Court judge has thrown that lawsuit out and has said that the entirety of 2081 is indeed constitutional. So there is no legal basis now for Senator Jamie Peterson to be of this opinion that aspects of it are unconstitutional or they unconstitutionally amend existing legal protections for young people, because a King County judge, a judge in the most progressive county in the entire state, has ruled that that is not so, that the Parental Bill of Rights is constitutional and must be enacted and must be followed in full right now in the state of Washington. So Senator Jamie Peterson's chief argument that he's making in this email publicly and in this email to a constituent is that they have to amend it. They have to amend the Parental Bill of Rights because there's aspects of it that are unconstitutional, that get in the way of legal protections for young people. Well, a judge disagrees. A judge disagrees. So the only reason now left for you to amend the Parental Bill of Rights is because you do not agree with it. That's the only reason, is that you believe that you, Senator Jamie Peterson, can parent a child better than a parent can. That you, Senator Jamie Peterson, believe our public school system can help a child weather difficult periods in their life better than a parent can. And I can tell you definitively that is not the case. It's actually disgusting at this point, this whole trajectory of where this has come to, where you have hundreds of thousands of voters who sign an initiative, bipartisan, send it to the legislature, including Senator Jamie Peterson, passed this on a bipartisan basis. He's saying he passed it as the lawyer, even believing it was unconstitutional. And now a court has decided it's not unconstitutional. So the whole underlying argument they have for changing the Parental Bill of Rights after less than a year, poof, it's gone. It's not relevant anymore. It's constitutional. It should be implemented in full effect. So the only reason, the only way, the only thing that they can do is just go back and amend the law to undo the things that they don't like. Because they want to push their extreme gender ideology on students. They want teachers to be able to keep secrets from parents. They want teachers to be able to politically and socially indoctrinate kids. Those are future Jamie Peterson voters. Can't let go of that. So that's what this is about. So reject any argument when this goes to a vote on the floor on Wednesday. You'll hear from Republican lawmakers against it. You'll hear from Democratic lawmakers about why we must do this because it has taken away legal protections for students and it's unconstitutional. And I want you to ask your elected leader, if they're a Democrat, why did you vote for it in the first place if you thought it to be unconstitutional? And now that a judge has ruled it's not, what reason do you have for amending it? Because then the only argument they will have left is that they believe that they can parent better than you can. It's the only argument left. And I'd like them to stand on it. If that's what they truly believe, then stand on that argument. Stand up on the floor of the Senate and say, we know better than parents do, and that's why we're eroding the Parental Bill of Rights. Because at least you're being honest. And I'd have a lot more respect for you if you were being honest about it.